Greetings friends and fellow gamers, and welcome to Reapers and Renegades 156th episode. I'm Adam, your host, and today we're once again joined by our co-host Kelly, or Chronic Witch as some of you may remember her from previous episodes.
Hello everybody. Today we are on Ark Survival Evolved again, and today we are going to be breeding our Pteranodons and Raptors and then hatching their eggs.
That's right. And again we're on our new Valguero server, and we are going to be continuing to do Days Gone episodes, etc. So please don't worry, guys and girls. Okay, let's get cracking. Right, so the first thing we've got to do is just take a quick look at what we're going to be working with today. Now, as Kel's explained, we're going to be breeding some Raptors and some Pteranodons, or some Pteras as we call them, so Raptors and Pteras. Right, but let's have a quick look. So we've got Lady Liberty here. Now, obviously she's a new Lady Liberty, not the same name, but not the same one as was on our original world. Now, as you can see, she's kind of a red and purpley colour. Sort of red with purpley sort of stripy markings on her, and she's got blue feathers with a very sort of pale, I'm not sure if it's a pale grey or if it's natural white. You can see because he's got the white tips on his, but they are kind of white. Maybe it's a grey, I'm not sure, but she's sort of got the red, white and blue going on there, and obviously she's wearing her hat. Now she's rocking a 162 level, and over here we have Uncle Sam. Now he's obviously bright blue. He's got a little bit of purple on him as well, a bit of purple markings on the blue, and then he's got the bright red feathers with the white tips. So, you know, he's literally almost matching to his hat. He's almost perfectly patriotic to be Uncle Sam. I can see why you chose these ones to be Lady Liberty and Uncle Sam, Kels, I really can. Now, I will say that we do still have Samson. These are not replacements for him. Samson's over here rocking 256, and so is his girlfriend Indica. Now, she was actually lower level than him, so they must both still be leveling. He's going to end up more powerful than her, but they were our original pair, and we will be breeding them at some point. We're trying to max those ones out first. You know, these ones we're doing just literally for a bit of fun, and also because we will end up interbreeding the two to sort of raise these ones' levels, etc. Because if I remember right, weren't these ones lower, Kelly? Those ones were higher level? Do you remember the levels? I mean, you did the taming while I was...
These were 95s.
Right, so they were both 95s, okay.
Yeah, Samson was 145, Indica was a 140.
Right, and obviously that's before they were tamed. That's as they were wild, so yes. So, I mean, obviously the better the tame you get on them, which we will show people if you need to learn how to tame these creatures. I mean, obviously there are some much more difficult tames that we're going to concentrate on showing you. These ones are considered relatively easy tames because they're amongst the first creatures on the Ark, or I don't know, back 6, 7, maybe even longer years ago on PC. So, you know, whilst they have been TLC'd and things, they are still very basic, as in shoot them with narc arrows and then feed them until basically they're your pet. Right, so, but if you do need a tutorial or anything like that, I should say, just please leave a comment in the section below and we will put something together to help you guys out. Right, so these ones were 95s. Again, now they've been leveled up quite a lot, but not obviously to max yet. And over here we have, again, Kelly very kindly, most of these creatures she's grabbed for us while I've been grinding Days Gone, putting out all the challenge tutorial and different gameplay videos, etc., or episodes, etc., and minisodes. But she actually got Nightshade, who's a female, for me to replace Goldie. And I know I could have called this one Goldie as well because of the gold on her, but I felt she deserved her own name, you know, and obviously because of the wings, you know. But anyway, and I think it was actually you that named Nightshade, wasn't it? And I just liked the name, so we kept it, if I remember rightly. But anyway, she's sitting here at 253, very nice. What level was she? She must have been high. She must have been high.
She was a 140.
She was a 140, and he was a 145. And again, obviously, well, I have been using her to level her up a little bit, you know, and obviously she stayed around here while we've been doing our bits and pieces and leveling up as well. Now, here we have Nightmare that she... tamed for herself, obviously, and he was a replacement for Claire, because unfortunately you lost Claire, didn't you, in the very first attempt at the Dragon Scar. But as you can see, I mean, he's so aptly named. He looks like a blue Pteranodon that just murdered everybody, and he's wearing all their blood. He just looks like a very bloody Pteranodon. I know, but she's absolutely awesome, and I can see why you gave him the name. Now, obviously, these two were wild tames of Kells. Now, we did breed them late on Friday after putting out the dragon episode, before I went to do, well, he was still a juvenile and I had to go and do the challenges, but Kelly finished him off. Now he is actually Kelly's, he's imprinted to her, so just like the dragons, as you can see here on this, on my one, if I can get it up, he's imprinted to me. Obviously Kelly's dragon's imprinted to her, and this one's imprinted to her, see, imprinted to Kelly, just under his name, Sauron. Now that basically means that she will get a rider boost whenever she's on him, and I'll just show you what that is by quickly jumping on my dragon, and you'll see just up in the top right hand corner, I'll just angle it there so that you can see it, you've got like what looks like two fists doing a bro bump, and basically that means that they get a little bit more life, a little bit more melee, a little bit more stamina, a little bit on all their stats, and they're a little bit better behaved, a little bit more controllable, more likely to answer your whistles, that kind of thing. There's a literal bond between you, but you only get it with the person who originally presses triangle on the baby and imprints them. Is that right? Obviously, am I giving the right information?
Yeah.
Awesome. Right, okay, so just to make sure that you're aware of that, guys, and again, if you do allow any tribe member to imprint the baby to help with the actual maturation of the infant and to get it all of its imprints, etc., that will not affect who actually has the imprint. It will only be the first person who actually sort of presses triangle on it to get the imprint going, so it's not just a wandering baby sort of thing, you know, when you hatch it. Now that is the person who will end up with the bond, who you want to own the animal and use it, because obviously they're going to have the most use out of it and it will be the most useful for them. Right, but obviously he's come out very strong. I mean, this is the thing, this is his actual level, not from us levelling him up. This is what he was born at, isn't it? 212. This is literally what he hatched as, and I mean that's from a pair of like 145 and 140 parents. So like his wild level, if you like, is 212 if he was a tame. Now, we haven't levelled him up. As you can see, he's already got 38 levels, and they will need to be put into. But he actually started with very, very good health. I mean, this is because his parents were very high level, and obviously they've been pumped. They've been levelled up, and they've had their health, their stamina, everything increased. That is increased on him. Obviously, the food and that has stayed natural. His weight is like 3 times what it would be for a wild one. His melee damage is not too bad at all. Very, very strong, actually. In fact, he's probably the best fighting flyer we've got that's not a dragon already. And I mean, that's like a teenager that's just grown up. You know what I mean? So, what we're going to be doing today, obviously, as we said, was breeding. With an idea, we're hoping to get a female from these to go with him. And yes, I know what you're all thinking, that would be like his sister and incense. But Ark doesn't work like that. It actually encourages you to breed animals together from the same family pedigree to increase the chance of mutations, because mutations in this game aren't like the real world. You don't get like extra chins or extra ears or 15 tails. You get bright colours, like a colour mutation, or you get a stat mutation, which is actually an increase. So basically it's Ark science, not real science. So obviously we're not suggesting that you should start getting animals in the real world and breeding them together or anything crazy like that. Okay, but so let's get started. Right, now which ones do you want to breed first, Kel? Obviously I'm going to... Okay, we're going to do the Pteranodons. Okay, now I'm going to hand over the breeding to Kelly. Whilst I have done most of it, it's pretty much always under her supervision because she is sort of our expert on this. So, right, what's the first thing we need to tell them then? I'll tell the guys and girls.
First off is I've got them lined up here. I've got the boys on enable mating.
Right. Okay. So that you can... Right. Now, just 1 second, I'm just going to show them what you're talking about, because obviously they can't see that on their screen, or on my screen. So, going into the behaviour on the creature, and you'll see you've actually got now a mating tab. It used to be you had to enable wandering, and they had to be close enough together, so you'd build like a little pen around them, and they'd be walking in the corner of it. But now you just sit them where they are, and enable the mating, like Kelly says, on the female first, and then as soon as the male's enabled mating, they will start mating where they're standing, and she will lay her egg where she's standing. So there's none of the chasing around crazy builds, having to destroy fences to get them back out, and all that kind of craziness. But obviously I'm not going to disable the mating that's on her, and I will just show you on a male, on the male that was, on the female, that it down here, it would be enable. So basically it's turn on, turn off. Okay, guys and girls? Right, so handing back over to Kelly so she can actually, once she's finished clearing the area of the dino feces. Right, because unfortunately they will do that a lot and it does get in the way of the eggs. Right, so handing back over to Kelly so that she can actually start this whole breeding process.
Okay, so we're going to be going into Nightshade's behavior list. And now we're going to be enabling the mating. So she's ready to mate. She's ready to mate.
I don't see any love hearts coming up between them.
I don't see any love hearts.
I don't understand. Yeah, they should be breeding. Why are they not? Yeah, that is very strange. Ready to mate, but it's not actually working. And it did, because we've already bred an egg, so we know that these things do work. Uh-oh. Yep, there you go. Managed to get out. I just thought maybe moving her slightly might encourage it to work. Maybe it's because she was stuck in the floor or something, because I noticed her feet were in the floor. And his aren't. But, Okay, let's try disable mating on him. Have the females turned on though, yeah? Okay, disable mating on her again as well. Right now, turn hers on. And then turn his on. And yes, now they're breeding. Okay, so I don't know what that was, guys and girls, but it was good in a way because it meant I get a chance to actually show you what Kelly had been telling you. But anyway, I'll hand back over to Kelly. So now that they're breeding.
Yep, we're at 16, 17 already.
Okay, so we're at 20%. Okay, good. Yeah, so they, again, on the female, yeah. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to speak over you. Sorry, I'll let you continue.
Now we just have to sit here and kind of wait. And it's the same kind of interaction as she does when she poos. Or the laying of the egg.
Right, yeah. I'll get out of your way because you're going to need to grab it, aren't you? Oh, you're going to duck to grab it rather than run around the back. Okay. All right.
Well, this way I can keep track of the mating process. We're at 55.
Yeah, I was going to say I've got the mating process on the bar. As in what she's speaking about is obviously this mating bar underneath Nightshade's sort of character sheet, if you like. Or creature sheet, I suppose, would be a more accurate way of putting it. Okay, 70%. And obviously I'm going to move away a little bit, but yeah. So you can see she's there now. The other way of doing it would also be to come around the back and obviously grab from here, but, you know, obviously that's a little bit more dodgy.
And you can also show them that it does show who Nightshade is actually mating with.
Oh, yes, that's very true.
Males.
Yep, see, so currently mating, yeah, but obviously you wouldn't turn them all on mating, but currently mating with Nightmare, level 267. It keeps on disappearing off of her for some reason. But there we go, I think it's because she's pushing me away a little bit with her movement. Well, yes, it does state which one the female is actually breeding with.
Oh.
Right, and there's the egg, I see it, yep, and you grabbed it, yellow one, yeah? Okay, I'll get these ones turned off for breeding. This is very important, and obviously I know that Kelly would have shouted at me if I hadn't done this. If we don't turn them off breeding, then even though it says it'll be days or whatever, you'll forget, and then one day you'll load back in and there'll be like 60 little baby pteranodons all hatched, running around crazy, unimprinted, unclaimed, essentially lots and lots of powerful wild dinos inside your base. Now if they're pteranodons, they'll cause no problem. You make that mistake with raptors or T-Rexes or allosaurs, you might have a serious headache on your hands. So always make sure you turn the mating off. Now, just out of interest, it's now 7 hours, 27 minutes and 39 seconds before she can be bred again. He, as a male, is obviously ready to breed straight away. He is ready to mate immediately, but obviously the females do need a little time to relax and rest and recuperate between giving birth and all that, which is probably only just fair. I'm amazed it's only 7 hours, to be honest. But there we go. Right. So, do we need to run that egg to the fridge, or is it good on you for a while?
It's good in your inventory for a little bit, but I would not recommend going on an adventure with it or anything like that, 'cause you might forget.
Right, yeah, so basically if you're in your own base.
So if you're basically in your own base, yes, you can keep it on you while you breed another pair or a different set of pairs. But if you're going to be doing anything besides just breeding, then I recommend sticking it in a fridge, smokehouse, one or the other.
Some sort of refrigeration device, yeah. Okay, right. So, like I say, so you're not going to worry about putting that one in the fridge for that reason. Oh, I forgot to show. You also got Isis, named after the Egyptian goddess. Sorry, she's our first styler. But I should have shown her, and I should have shown as well that you also, while I was doing all my grinding things, got a horse for me called Morgana, who's a lovely blue and black. Got a horse for yourself called Blueberry, who's a lovely sort of blue, black and gold. And you went and got a horse for Silent Blade, called Morticia, who's kind of all black. So, or black, black and black, if you like. So, you know, seriously been, taming like crazy. I mean, it's not just me that grinds. I grind on one game, while she's grinding on the other. I mean, it's an amazing amount of work. But right, so let's get cracking with these.
On Isis, because she was actually in a pool of water over by the red obelisk by some cherry trees.
Awesome. Yeah, normally they leap off a tree at you, and that's how you find them. Well, it seems to be how I find them all the time. You know, they don't take me off the back of what I'm flying.
Just be on the ground.
Just literally waiting, hello, tame me. Perfect. So you probably would have ate me. Anyway, right, so let's get back to the Raptors, because that is obviously the point. But sorry, guys, it's just, you know, there's so much that's new to me, having just returned. I haven't been on it since Friday, you know. But anyway, right, so I'll hand back over to you and let you continue.
Okay, so we're going to come back over here to the Liberty and do the same thing by going back to behavior and mating. And there's the love hearts.
Yep, there's the little love hearts above their mate bonded hearts. I see them. Sort of difficult to see against their hats, but if I do it like that, you can see them over their saddles.
And for her, it's easier to go from behind.
Yeah, obviously, because of her tail and her big claws and all that. Right, so she's already 26, 27%. And again, as you can see, she's mating. Again, it's the knot between them. Mating with Uncle Sam, level 159. Try and get it so that I can quickly get it off by doing that, so that you see the egg when it's hatched, guys, because I know you didn't get much of a view. We could see a little bit of the yellow of it when it dropped, but you didn't get much of a view of the actual egg. So 55% so far. Now obviously they won't always tame or mate this quick. This is because we've been playing with our settings, obviously, for the use of the episodes, to make things a lot easier to film, and for example, and obviously we've got them so that we can still get the imprints and things, as you saw with the dragons, and they're on the same settings. It's not quicker, it's just because they're a lot smaller, because the settings were made so that we could make the episode on hatching the wyverns and get it all done in one day. So obviously it's made the smaller animals a lot quicker and a lot easier to breed. But we're now at 89%. There we go, and as you can see, it's got a red mist around the egg. Right, you can grab it, because you do want to get it off the ground quickly, obviously. But yeah, thank you for waiting so they could see it. That red mist shows you it's a fertilised egg, I believe, isn't it? Normal eggs just look like eggs on the ground. Yeah, right, cool. Okay, so right now, I suppose the next thing to do is to move those eggs up to the fridge by the hatchery, and obviously start getting them towards being ready to be hatched. You know, because obviously we're going to have to prepare them, get them so they're less than just under a minute from hatching, and obviously then we'll film the hatching and that for you guys. But this is basically I'm going to show you what Kelly does, but she's just going to light the right amount of fires, as I'm sure we'll work out in a second if she doesn't already know, and then I think with the Pteranodons they should, because of the fact that they're not native to this part of the world. I think, didn't they just hatch here anyway?
Yeah, the Pteranodons, you don't actually need to light any fires right in the open.
Okay, so I'm just going to show that egg in the
a lot
fridge.
Of standing torches and wall torches.
Okay. Right, and as you can see, we have been gathering other ice wyvern eggs. There is actually another 180 in here now. I believe that's a 95, a 90, a 180. Now Blade went and got that because he was feeling like bad that I only had a 95. But we decided to keep it as a spare because Christenthrax is pretty strong. If he does go down when we're going for red eggs, then I do have a replacement there. Or indeed, if anybody else loses theirs, you know, there's a replacement. And obviously well done too. Now the 170 is one that from my first run in there with Kelly I brought back. I believe the 165 was one Kelly brought back, and I think one of those 90s was me, but the other 90 and the other two 95s were you, if I remember rightly. But anyway, we've also got a couple of other eggs in here. But which is the Pteranodon? There it is. There's a fertilised Pteranodon egg. So it's got a 253 mother and a 267 father, and this one's the raptor egg. Right, okay. So, sorry, you were explaining about the fires and the hatching, so I shall let you continue.
Now with the Pteranodon egg, like he was saying, you can just lay it on the ground and it will start to incubate. But if you look around our base, we do have a lot of standing torches and wall torches, which is possibly giving out enough heat to incubate the egg without having to light any extra fire.
Right, okay, but basically if it's not incubating, try lighting a fire next to it and then maybe a second one until you basically find the right heat. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
So it depends on where you're living in the world as well, obviously. If you're in the snow, you need more fire. I
usually turn on the very back one.
Right.
Step away, throw down an egg, check it to see if it's too hot or not. If it's too hot, obviously you run over and turn off the fire. And then you double check the egg, because sometimes it will go to too cold.
Right, so sometimes you need to vary the heat during the actual hatching. So is that's all part of the preparation, obviously getting it ready for the, the last minute hatching sort of thing.
That's why we have the standing torches, because the standing torches give off heat, but it directs it in a different way than the actual campfires. Yeah,
it's heat above them, so it's like an outer buffer rather than direct heat sort of thing. I understand. Obviously, because I helped build it, but yeah, I get what you're trying to say. Okay, so right, what we'll do then, guys, is we're going to be right back just as soon as we're ready to actually hatch the eggs. Obviously, we'll prepare them. If we do discover any foibles, anything that you need to be informed about that's beyond what Kelly's already explained, then obviously we'll explain it before we do hatch them once we return. Okay, so we'll be right back just as soon as the eggs are ready for hatching. And welcome back, guys and girls. Well, as you can see, we're still here now. Kelly has done all the hard work and the preparation, apart from a few minutes where she asked me, or told me rather, to keep an eye on the eggs. And I mean, this isn't hard, you're just literally watching them. I'm waiting for them to come down to sort of the 1 minute mark, ready for the actual hatching. I'll let Kelly explain all about that. Basically, I can tell you that all I had to do was stand and watch eggs. Literally just watching the numbers go down until she was finished. Now the reason for me having to do this was because some of you may have noticed that Kelly has finally decided, or I shouldn't say finally, it's not like we've been asking her to do it or anything, but she actually finally decided, or got around to, dyeing her actual armour, to sort of more match up with the rest of us in the actual tribe, rather than just wearing the default colours. And I think you'll all agree she looks quite stunning. Quite stunning indeed. Now I actually haven't shown you guys, but I do wear a wolf head, if I can just remember how to do it. Circle button, isn't it? Yeah, options, and then go show hat. See, I actually wear one as well, but I've dyed mine silver, kind of for the white wolf effect, if you know what I mean. Kelly's got the black wolf, and I believe Blades is black and black, isn't it? Doesn't he wear a black and black one sort of thing? So it's almost like the three different shades. But anyway, I actually prefer to not wear my hat until I'm going into war. I get it out like I was a war bonnet, if you like. But anyway, so I believe we're going to be hatching the raptor, which is your egg. You're going to use your baby if it's only the one, isn't it? Obviously multiple birth, and we're both imprint. But right, so I'm going to hand over to you, Kelly, so that you can explain exactly what's going on with the actual hatching, etc.
Okay, we've got it down to 1 minute, so I'm going to go ahead and throw it down.
Right, and we're not lighting any fires, or do you want me to light fires? What's going on?
No.
Okay, so this one's just hatching ambiently because of the amount of torches and things, yeah? Just like we were discussing earlier. Okay. Okay, and as you can see, we've got, what, 43 seconds left? Okay. Now, obviously, we'll raise these ones in the inner courtyard, or the middle courtyard, the Barbican, okay? Because they won't get too big. Saves running them through the extra door. Okay, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Come on, you twins. 2, 1. Hey, we have a little baby. Oh, how cute. Look at the tininess. It's like the size of a chicken. It's not, isn't it? Right, did you get it? It's a female. You need to get it, like, well, I was going to say get it out of the fires before it gets stuck, but, like, Jesus, it's so small. I don't think it could get stuck. Let's get it down, though, in the front courtyard.
Yeah.
Go on, if you run. I'm not sure the distance. Try running to the tower. And, yeah, it's coming. He's coming. You know, you want to see him come down these stairs. It's going to be cute. Tell you what, he's got heavy footsteps for a little baby. Let's do him chunk along. I don't want to tread on him. I'm so scared of treading on him and hurting him. Yeah, he's awesome. It looks like he's got a lot of red in him. Hopefully he's got some red, white and blue. Oh, sorry, her. And what are you going to call her? Have you got a name for her?
I don't know.
Bearing in mind, I suppose, that her mother is Lady Liberty and her father is Uncle Sam. But yeah, she's lovely.
It looks like she's got blue tips.
As I was going to say, are they blue tips on the feathers? Which makes me wonder now if there's maybe a light blue tip on the mum's feather. It's not white, maybe it's the lightest of blues. Sort of a sky blue, maybe? A really light sky blue or something? No, that's the wrong thing. Sorry, wrong game. Right. Yeah, blue tips. I just imagine they must have come from the mother, because the red feathering would have been from the father. The colouring's obviously from the mum. Is it a white underbelly?
I don't know.
Yeah, kind of looks like it. Yeah, anyway, how mature is she? 4.4%. Okay. Right, how many minutes? We've got 45 minutes until she wants care. Okay. Did you get some food on her? Because they're not like the dragons, are they? Okay, awesome. Okay, so a little look. What sort of food did you put on her? Okay, so she's got raw meat on her. Okay, that is something you need to know, guys. When they're babies, you need to put food on them, and you may even have to occasionally force feed them. Although I would advise against it until you know they're going to die from not eating, sort of thing, because it sort of throws out the cycle of them eating. But yeah, there you go. She's feeding herself from her own inventory. Once they reach juvenile, I believe they can feed themselves from a nearby enough trough. Is that right, Kels? I think that's right.
Yes.
Right, so it's juvenile for the trough feeding. So they only really need monitoring in their baby form, because things like the wyverns are so robust, it's nearly impossible for them to die from hunger as babies, but these ones can. These ones you have to be careful with. You know, and some creatures like jaboas can be amazingly difficult to raise from baby. Sometimes they just die, do you know what I mean? Or at least they used to. Maybe that's been changed with the new breeding updates since me, you and Star were having like mass deaths on the jaboa babies. I'm not sure. It's been a long time since we bred a lot of these creatures. But right, so do you think we're safe enough to leave that one standing for a little while and just go and get the other egg hatched out, or should we do a be right back? What do you think's the best way to go with it? from here then?
It's got plenty of time before it wants care.
Okay, cool. That's what I was saying, because we've got the 45 minutes, but I don't want to sit here for 45 minutes, do you know what I mean? Obviously. And I'm sure the viewers don't want to sit here for 45 minutes. So if you're good, let's go and get the Pteranodon, because that one's going to be for me to imprint. Unless there's more than one, of course. And then we'll come back, obviously, with them both down here. And then we'll probably do a be right back and when they actually want their imprints, etc. Right, so I'm going to let you throw it down, obviously being the expert and all that, plus I don't want any chance of eating the egg. I believe it's L2 to throw down and R2 to eat, but you don't want to eat it. Right, so there's the yellow egg. Right, now, how long have we got? We've got, I might as well duck down, it could be easier for, oh, do I need to get closer now? Okay, 43, okay. And I wonder if we'll get one that looks like the other one. If they've got the same colours, then we know the babies will be the same colours. If it's the right sex. Come on, be a girl. I bet this one's going to be a boy now, I've said that. But we've got a little girl on the Raptors, which is good. Which is good. You know, just need to get a boy now. And we've got the chance of breeding 2 sets to get a boy. So, obviously to push for the second generation. So, you know, push the numbers up, get more chance of mutation, stat increases, etc. Although not all animals we will actually breed all the way to 20, obviously. Right, so there we go. We have a little one. Oh, where's the trot? Press the trot. Come on. Thank you. Right, come follow me. We'll sort out your name in a minute. I can see a lot of blue in it. It looks like he's got the black face. It's a girl. Excellent. Excellent. You good little girl. Oh, look at her. I want to watch the stair thing. Stand up, stand up. God, she's slow. The raptor was quick. Come on, you can do it, sweetie. Now you might get given the name Goldie if you've got gold bits on you. I bet you haven't got a single gold bit. But that's cool because I can.
Look like it.
No, I'll come out with another name. Right, let's just get you over here a little bit. Come on. Day 56. Still waiting for the very, very small, cute little Pteranodon to finally reach where we want it. Right, and then we'll move you over here. Come on. I know it's a lot wrong with it. No, I can't remember mine again. I'm just trying to get it near the other one. Right, and then you can stop. Right, so let's go into your behaviour. Okay, behaviour. Disable wandering. Yeah, first. And then back into behaviour. And disable following. Okay, cool. Let's calm down. She came in at 205, so she's slightly lower level than the other one, but that's one of those things. There is a certain element of randomness there. Right, let's have a little... Did we get any food on her? I haven't got any food on me. Stay there, little one. I'll grab some. Oh, did you put some on it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I was going to run to my dragon because he's always got lots of meat on him. Right, so let's have a look. That's my inventory, you're full. Right. So, yeah, she's going to go through that meat like no one's business. I'll grab some more in a minute. Very nice looking stats, but she's not obviously matured yet, but for initial stats, not too bad. Not too bad at all. She should end up with similar stats to him. Okay, let's just duck down a minute and go first person and see what we got. Okay, so she's got the same blue and red, but looks like she's got the purpley wings with it. She's kind of got the same blue and red of Nightmare. Kind of the Spider-Man thing going on. But she's got the black face as well. In fact, I think she only got her mum's wings. I'm pretty sure she only got her mum's wings. But not to worry. So, it looks like we'll get blue with either red or gold striping and definitely purple wings. You know, from there we'll see what happens, obviously, when we go for our second gen, which will... possibly be on the end of this episode. We could actually breed them and get the egg, but I'm not sure if we'll have time, so if not, it might have to be in a subsequent episode. But right, so we've got 45 minutes on this one and we've got 39 minutes on that one. Right, so just because of obviously we don't want to take up all the footage with waiting and watching the animals grow millimetre by millimetre, we will be right back just as soon as these ones are ready for their first imprint. And welcome back, guys and girls. Well, unfortunately, I actually fell asleep. So we weren't able to capture the footage of them actually being imprinted. But trust me, Kelly stayed vigilant and awake and actually imprinted both of them. Now, in a way, this is handy because, as you can see here on Nightingale, who's obviously the daughter of Nightshade and Nightmare, she's imprinted by me, even though I didn't do the imprinting, because I got that initial triangle press of the very first imprint when she was a little sort of wild baby, if you like. That's going to ensure that I get the actual boost from riding her. So, like, when I get on her in a minute, you'll see the little sort of bro buff fists come up in the top right hand corner, meaning that she gets the buff and the bonuses from it being with, like, you know, her rider, as in sort of, you know, her bonded rider. Okay, so, but even though Kelly's the actual one who did it all, because obviously I was asleep, thankfully she managed to wake me up before it was too late in the day to be able to actually film the matured. Now obviously they did get a full imprint, and as you can see, oh, you put some meat on her, that's excellent stuff. As you can see, I mean, I was asleep a long time. Look, 25 levels she's actually gained while I've been sleeping. So it should have been about 1 or 2. Okay, right, but as you can see down the bottom, she got 100% imprint. No, she got some nice starting stats. They're very similar to his, but they're not quite as good, I don't think. I think they're just slightly different. We'll have to actually compare those. First baby of any pair is often the kind of alpha egg, the very first one, which is why in a lot of cases it is best to max your creature's levels first before breeding them, which is why we're doing that with the other raptors, to sort of show you the difference in the end product between the two sort of first gen babies. Obviously the higher levels will yield better babies, and again those higher levels will have a bigger threshold to max level. But as I say, like, Kelly's done an excellent job. Thank you so much obviously for saving all this, because, you know, I fell asleep, just too much work doing the days gone and doing the and also you made the saddles and everything. I believe you did you do that while I was grinding, or have you done that today? I'm not sure.
I did that yesterday.
Oh, that was done before we actually, okay, in preparation for the episode. Cool. Yeah, obviously I wasn't on the world. I was probably still making tutorials on challenges in days gone. But anyway, right, so what do we need to do now other than actually put them out? Obviously, sorry, I should point out that this one was Kelly's Raptor, and obviously she's called her America, a great name for the child of Lady Liberty and Uncle Sam, obviously, America. Very, very pretty name. Now, she did end up with blue, sort of purpley blue tips to her feathers, so we're quite chuffed with that. You know, and obviously she's got the red and the white going on, so she is kind of red, white and blue. Maybe at a later date we might use the admin codes to change those tips to the brighter blue, or maybe even change the feather colour to blue and make them white tipped. Might be nice. But at the moment we're obviously going to leave her as exactly as she is, and obviously that will be down to Kelly because it belongs to her on whether she wanted the change done. But we're not going to do things like that at the moment. Right, so, because obviously it means using admin, putting in codes, blah blah blah. Okay, and obviously I've got my Nightingale here. Right, now I'm going to open the door for you because you're going to need to take her outside and park her up with the other raptors, and obviously I'll fly her out and park her next to her brother stroke boyfriend kind of thing. Right, I probably could have got through the door, but she's a flyer, so. Now the annoying thing with these Pteranodons is they don't have a reverse, they can't walk backwards. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of jiggery pokery to get her turned around and in space. Should be pretty easy actually. There, oh typical, she went too far. Little bit of lag there, okay we'll try again. This is a lot easier with something like a Raptor. There we go, that'll do her fine. Right, so we will obviously be trying for a second gen, and we do now have a pair of breeding first gens. We will level these ones up though. We probably won't breed the next gen until these ones are maxed out or very near it, because obviously they haven't, she hasn't had an egg yet. Oh, I should point out as well, you can get that first egg effect from the same female by changing the male. It's not just the first female egg, it's the first one from any coupling, if you like, and that won't then work again if you change back to the same male. It will remember that you've used the different males, but that is actually a way of pushing for another egg. If you get, like, later on, say you was to find a much better male, you know, max it out, because the female probably already is, then breed them again as a first breed off of that mating pair, and you will get another sort of alpha egg, if you like. Not that it will have a glow and be like an alpha animal, I'm just saying that as a sort of uber egg. A little bit dark here, so it's like a torch for the viewers because I can't see. Right, Well, as you can see, we've got everybody lined up. Oh, she lined her up with her parents. I mean, yep, she does look lovely. I mean, obviously they'll be going over in with the others, and I expect Samson and Indica will come out because we'll probably breed them next. But maybe not in an episode, because obviously we've shown you raptor breeding. Now we will return and obviously show you updates on how we go. We will probably breed the raptors quite a few times, and I'm quite interested in seeing if we can actually get a Pteranodon up to the sort of levels where it can go in the sky, kill loads of dragons, get loads of eggs, because they are really small and they are really nippy. And if we can keep getting a nice stat increase on them with each generation, I mean, could we breed a level 20 generation dragon killer from something that is thought of by a lot of people to be potentially the weakest flyer? Although they do have one of the fastest, apart from Griffin's, getaway moves. Obviously Griffins can swoop and get massive speed, but they've got their spinning sort of barrel roll, which can also be used as an attack. So, you know, yeah, they are limited in some respects on their carry weight, their size, things like that. But they can also, I'm just thinking, it could be an amazing... And I'm also wondering, could they pick an egg up in their talons? They can carry a man. We were flying me in, me and Blade flew me in. I never thought of this and actually dropped me in there. I wonder if you could pick an egg up. You'd need a very strong one to fight off the dragons, because they don't use their feet in combat. You can bite with them without dropping a person, so you wouldn't drop the egg. So, you know, we're just looking to see what more can be done with one of the most sort of basic and easy creatures, because, yes, whilst there are very, very exciting creatures in the game of Ark, you know, Kelly's kind of shown me that if you use a little bit of sense with the breeding and things, you can actually create some very, very sort of uber versions of what people consider to be sort of, I mean, in a PvP world, no one's going to be scared of you coming at them on your Pteranodon, because they're not going to assume it's a level 20 dragon killer. They're just going to fly towards you on their wyvern, feeling all big and strong and hard, and then wouldn't it be funny to just rip them out of the sky with the you know, they're much quicker, they're much more manoeuvrable, or to be able to fly into a flock of arges and get revenge for them for killing Goldie and that sort of thing. I mean, just kind of fun, and this is what we like about Ark, and a lot of people do. It's the building, it's the discovering, it's the exploring, you know, and it's also the sort of weird, crazy sciencing as well. But is there anything you'd like to add, Kels, before we actually end the episode?
Not that I can think of. I think we've gone pretty much over everything that the viewer would need to know if they were just starting off on breeding.
Okay, well, if there are any questions, guys, obviously do leave a comment. If there's anything we can help you with at all, I mean, if there's something you want us to tame and breed because you've never managed it, or you'd like to see it done, or just because you know it's, you know, you think it'd be a fun episode or whatever, then please do leave a comment or a request for us to do it, and, you know, we'll try and do as much of them, as many of them, or as much towards them as we can. So, like I say, please feel free to leave any requests in the comment section. Right, but obviously we've reached that point, guys and girls, where I just need to zoom out a little bit. There we go. Because that's all for this episode, guys and girls. Thank you for watching.
And if you haven't already, please remember to hit that like button. It really helps the channel a lot, guys and girls. And if you're new to the channel, please remember to hit the subscribe button for regular episodes on the games we all love to play. And also, please remember to hit that bell for notifications of our latest episodes.
And please feel free to leave a comment in the section below, especially if you have a question, a suggestion, a theory, a request, a hint, a tip, or indeed any kind of comment that relates to this game or to this episode.
And a huge thank you to all of you that have already subscribed. Your support is awesome, guys and girls, as indeed are all of you.
Okay, so thanks once again for watching. Take care and keep on gaming. I'll see you in the next episode.
Later, everybody.
Laters, guys and girls.